And that's why I told her you should never douche with Listerine. It doesn't end well.
I agree, man. I tried
Oh, man.
The burning and the smell. It may smell nice, but the burning doesn't make up for it.
And the sticky.
Or so I'm told.
Yeah.
Please start the show.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pete's Basement, where Dave time traveled that time. We're coming at you live out of Greenpoint, Brooklyn. We want to thank Russ's Pizza for feeding us this night. I want to let you know that you missed a lot of gas and debauchery over the course of the past hour, but
We'll bring you up to speed
More
quickly.
to come, yeah.
Yes.
guaranteed. I want to start this week off and let's see what came out this week. And right off the top comes Brand New Day. What the fuck, man?
Just let me ask this. Who was demanding this? Like, what was did the editors just sit around smoking copious amounts of fucking angel dust and popping ketamine over and over again saying, no, clearly this is what the fans are asking for. Let's have a 35-year-old man living with his septuagenarian aunt somewhere in Forest Hills, Queens, jerking off in his old room.
Somebody lost a bet in Marvel, and this is what they did.
Right.
The editors got together, and the poker game went too far, and this is it.
That's the only thing I can imagine.
It had to be a poker game because they named Mary Jane Jackpot.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we know.
And what is that?
Right, it's Spiderman Jackpot gonna have a baby and have little spider coins. It'll be fine.
Next on the list of things to suck this week has been the Red Hulk. Ramon. Thank you, sir.
Red Hulk.
I think they're just gonna go through, all the fucking colors of the rainbow.
Next is gonna be Pink Hulk, Orange Hulk,
Chartreuse Hulk.
I'm looking forward to Paisley and Rainbow.
Stripes.
Especially Paisley, yeah.
I hear Seersucker is very slimming, and
I don't know what that color is.
Right.
They should definitely do a mauve. Is that white? Is that white? Mauve? Mauve?
Either
I
way,
think Maud.
this was
That's
another
a
suck fest. You know, McGinnis's artwork looks like Street Fighter. I have no complaints about that.
I always liked McGinnis's work. My problem with this has been, first of all, the variant covers. Who was the guy that painted the 1 in 20 variant? You remember his name? We don't remember his name.
No.
Anyway, so we'll skip over the variant cover section. We'll just edit
They
that.
didn't have a
part
name.
out.
It was just variant.
It is
Yeah, it's variant. No, they did have one.
Oh.
Nonetheless,
It was Joe Variant.
It was just a variant, yeah.
This is Mr. Joe Variant, the Long Island Variant.
yeah.
I think he was running back for the Giants. Go ahead.
Now I remember the end of World War Hulk, and as near as I can tell, Rick Jones got stabbed through the fucking chest with a spear. Clean out the other
He
side.
deserved it.
And all of a sudden he's running around with no explanation. They
Or
lead
pants.
you
He has
into
no pants.
No, he had the pants.
He does. He's
barely
ripped.
He had short
and he's topless.
Will you allow me my fantasy?
in the snow.
Sorry.
One way or another, though, the whole thing, the first half of it, they make out to be like the CSI style book.
With Doc Samson and She-Hulk, because She-Hulk's so brilliant.
And I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. Somewhere by page like 7, the Hulk pulls out a 6-shooter and shoots a guy in the head like 15
Pull a
fucking
big
times.
6-shooter
I-
at my head.
and I'm just trying to wrap my
Roger Rabbit.
I'm just trying to wrap my brain around that. Like he actually shoots the Abomination in the fucking head like 8 times.
Right.
Again, I don't know what
What does it keep
they
it
were
going?
thinking. No, well, I mean, seriously, what was the editorial decision on that one? And then they have a group of random villains come along. There's the obligatory fist fight, and then cut to the spoiler.
Where's a major?
Where we
there's a
find
fucking-
Bruce Banner still alive and Samson and General Ross going to ask for his help. Because obviously they probably turned Rick Jones into the Red Hulk, but you know what? That's the obvious answer. So it's probably going to be some cockamamie fucking tomfoolery where he's not the Red Hulk.
Well, Jeff Loeb,
it's a clone. An abomination.
It'll be a clone because given how they're doing with Spider-Man, I figure that's the new trend. It takes all back to 1999,
right?
Where everything had like 32 different covers, stupid plot lines, and really bad endings that disappointed all the fans.
Yeah, and because the Clone Saga was just didn't end. It just kept going on and on.
Just like that case of herpes.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I'm still working on.
Yeah, same thing. Just went on and on.
On and on.
But
it hurts significantly less, the herpes.
Thank God.
Let's move on to something that doesn't suck. Like,
is that my soda?
Have
you been drinking from my? You didn't drink from that, did you?
I did. Do you have herpes?
I am so sorry.
That's all right.
Either way, moving
Actually,
along.
the H is silent. It's herpes.
Start that again. Let's move on to something that doesn't suck this week. Nice surprise hit. Marvel's The 12.
Good book.
This is like 12 Captain Americas all rolled into one team book. I was pleasantly surprised with it.
Except for the short
I can't
shorts.
wait for... Yeah, but you know what? That was like in the 1940s. You gotta allow them some kind of...
but short, but they also had Tommy
allowance.
guns. I mean, that's kind of a good combination.
Yeah. Because I mean, who's gonna fuck with you if you got a Tommy gun? You gonna complain about somebody's Daisy Dukes?
No.
Well, and the artwork is good too. It's by Chris Weston, who, for all you guys out there who read Grant Morrison's The Filth, same illustrator, really good, clean, not photorealistic, but good, realistic, detailed stuff. These are all public license characters from back in the days when Marvel was like Atlas Comics, Timely Comics,
Wow.
and it's a great update. And actually, what surprised me about this one is they're working these characters into the mainstream modern universe. This thing segues directly into the beginning of or the end of Civil War. They're gonna try to bring these characters up to date with, I guess, like Iron Man and all the other contemporary characters. That really could be interesting. It's written by J. Michael Straczynski, who's the same guy who did Spiderman for a while.
But Superpowers. Was it Superpowers he did?
Yeah, Rising Stars.
Rising
And he, so I mean, this could really be good. He's very good with, he's also Supreme Power.
It happens.
Hey, pizza.
That smelled a little bit like what I imagine boiled horse, sprinkled with paprika and rotten fucking carrots.
You imagine these things on a regular basis?
I don't have to anymore. Now I have something to put to that.
Some nose. That's
pretty good. It actually, it smelled significantly like Staten Island, where we're adding sort of the normal smell.
Yeah, that ferry sucks.
But either way, the 12 was good.
So I recommend you pick it up if you haven't yet.
Yeah, this is not one you want to wait till it comes out in trade. It's got some really good stuff. The artwork's great, and you're going to see some really good characters in there. Next, we have Nova this week, which continues to really win.
Right.
Yeah. They did a good job of pushing that character in Annihilation, and it continued to this year.
Right.
It's great. And
helmet or no helmet?
Yeah, they fixed up his helmet, thank God.
Yeah,
bucket.
Yeah.
Well, he looks a lot less like he's wearing a toilet on his head.
Yeah.
I heard a great line that, see, I'm unfamiliar with the character of Nova, having not read Annihilation, which I'm still kicking myself in the ass.
Pick up the trade, man. You're really missing out.
I know.
Trade alone.
I know. I've been yelled
worth
at by several different comic fans for it. But one of the great lines that really stuck with me was that they kind of turned him into Marvel's version of Green Lantern. And that intrigued me a lot.
You know what? I'll tell you something. Initially, I've been a fan of Nova for a long time. One of the first comics I bought out of like a 5-cent bin was Nova's original run.
Yeah.
And they started him out sort of as the his whole origin is like a 2-bit Green Lantern rip. It's it's a dying alien from a corps of law enforcers, gives him his powers, right?
Yeah.
And they've brought him back and forth over the years. Is the last bastion of it. With Annihilation, they really upped the ante. They showed his entire core of badass intergalactic superheroes get slaughtered. Now he's the last remnant of it. And they just keep pushing that as him being this, really A-grade superhero. His powers are completely different. This reads almost to me like a cross between like Star Trek and a comic book.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of like that pseudo-scientific battle bullshit. A lot of like lone hero in the unknown. It's good stuff. The artwork was really bad to me this week. It looked really like 90s, no detail, but like sketchy shit all throughout it. But the story made up for it,
Gamora was in it, and she's half naked most of the time.
She's
green. It's like,
and they do kind of show, the bumps of her nipples, which really you can't go wrong with, I guess, if you've never seen the internet.
No.
Where you can get real nipples.
There are some people that just like, cartoon nipples.
It's true. I mean, that's a whole debate for another day. The merit of
We will
cartoon
definitely
nipples
have to save that
versus real nipples versus plastic nipples. That's off-camera stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely
off-camera stuff, and I really hope my mom and wife never actually see this.
I'm wired.
Moving along, we have the 11th installment of the
Messiah Complex.
Right. Let's talk about it.
Yes, please, because I'm still waiting for this story to finish before I pick it up.
There's one more issue, actually. No, 2 more.
Yeah, I think I did the 13.
And this one is revealed, spoiler alert, Bishop is a real big prick. He probably was the one that took over the Sentinels and attacked the mansion. If not him, definitely the Marauders.
So also, now I know what's going on.
Yeah, also Sinestro is dead.
I deserve that.
So, spoiler alert, he's dead. And
I deserve that too.
Yeah, you should have.
Nonetheless,
just waiting to see the next one. It's good. But we're just waiting for the next one.
This one was sort of like almost like a holdover, you know what I mean? It didn't do anything. I mean, there was a dramatic turn, but it didn't feel very much. So
kind of like filler.
Kind of just.
I'll go with that filler.
Yeah.
Filler works.
Right, but I did read the 1 through 10, and I liked, like you said, it was just a good story. X-Men, like you said, usually just all over the place. You don't know what's going on, but this is. It makes sense. The plot is very good. Like 4 or 5 different things going on at the same time, but it still makes sense.
The writing team juggled it really well. See, this to me is an example of an editorial team that actually like focused, knew what they were doing, and is giving what the readers what they want. Right. The X-Men universe is so fucking vast, and these guys clearly got a really good handle on it. Peter David is running things really nice.
Oh, well, that says it right there.
And Ed Brubaker, who again I really feel has really fucking hit his stride over Marvel, man. I think he really fumbled with his first storyline with X-Men, and now he's really fucking doing his thing. It's a great read, man. I really recommend it.
Yeah. Speaking of great storylines, let's go right into who is quickly building to be one of my new favorite characters, Green Lantern.
We talked a little bit about the Sinestro Corps War. We are segueing now into the aftermath of that. Green Lantern Corps is killing it. They turned this B-list book into like a fucking. It's like Law and Order now. It's like something. It's great. It's this cop procedural thing. It's good shit.
They look like there's some dead lanterns coming back to life, and these alpha lanterns. You only see them for like a split second or so. You wonder what the fuck the Guardians are up to.
They're apparently going to bring them back.
Frankenstein shit.
The writer Peter Tomasi's got a great fucking grip on dialogue, man. He knows his characters, man. I don't like 90% of what DC is doing right now. Yeah. I would venture to say this is a writer to watch, man. The artwork's 50-50, but Peter Tomasi's got a really good fucking handle on these guys, man.
I think everybody was pretty excited this week to see the cover. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to happen.
Right,
you read Green Lantern Corps last week, but you can't beat that cover. Mongol's got a ring, man.
And
just let the dork out. It's okay. We're dorks too. Yeah. We may look a lot cooler than some people.
He beat the monkey shit. I wouldn't go that far. My wife tells me all the time that I still look like that kid who rode the short bus a little too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But either way, Mongol beat the monkey shit out of Superman. And just because I wore a helmet through most of first grade doesn't give you the right to judge me. You know what I mean? It's 1 out of 8 kids have it. It's a little soft patch right here. As long as nobody poked it, I was able to finish the alphabet.
If you actually did poke it, he started reciting it in Greek.
Well, no, didn't you go from A to Q?
No, I just started speaking a weird language, and then priests would come along and throw holy water. As a Jew, I burned on sight.
I know I was Jew. That was my fault I did that.
The fact that your father was a Catholic priest does leave a lot of fucking room in there for. Either way, Green Lantern Corps is winning right now on a lot of levels. This is another thing where the editorial team really has it tight. Jeff Johns, who can do no fucking wrong, clearly has made his mark, and Peter Tomasi I really think is the one to watch. He's got just as good a handle on these characters, I feel, as Jeff Johns. He also wrote this week. Shout out to Ramon because he's the one who suggested I pick up Nightwing for the first time in 5 years. Peter Tomasi also wrote this one. You've been following this title longer than I have. I can speak about this issue, but
Nightwing's good. He's just a bit soft. Like Robin has been stepping up more, and he's obviously the heir apparent to Batman. Nightwing's like a pseudo Daredevil, Spiderman in the shadow of Batman. Type of thing going for him.
Tough life.
Yeah. But if he gets over that guilt, which Peter Parker also has, go figure, he'll be a great person because I mean he's led the Titans, he's led the Outsiders, and he should be pushed. He really should.
I agree with you. I feel like generally they've turned him into a really shitty proxy for fucking Daredevil over at DC. But again, Peter Tomasi's got a real fucking grip on the dynamic between like Robin, Batman, Nightwing. This little family. It's a little bit of a cockfight. But what are you gonna do? But I think Pete Tomasi's from New York. He writes in New York really well. He knows the fucking ground. And it really shows. I would actually end up picking up the next issue of this just to see where he's headed with it. It's a pretty generic storyline, but the writing's good enough to make me want to come back for more.
I just want to mention one real quick DC issue. I mean, I've been reading Superman Batman since day one, and it's been on again, off again. Some parts suck, some parts were really cool. The new current storylines beginning in issue 44. It's a couple of weeks old. I don't know if you picked it up or not. But I just want to bring it to light because it's got a really cool story arc going on where they're actually filming the Batman movie in Gotham City right now, and Superman and Batman are kind of watching the set and just making fun of the actors, and the producers just make up their own origin for Batman.
Did they mention how the actors have no penises?
They did not actually. They are all mixed up because they actually do bring up a funny comment now that you mentioned penises about them wearing tights.
Speaking of penises,
I swear to God, the guy was like, I don't know how the frig they wear their tights on the outside of their pants. It was great.
Right.
It was a cool line. It was
chances
funny.
are it's because they enjoy it just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
That's not.
But back to Superman and Batman, man. It was a really cool story where they do the Superman and Batman movie, and the director's actually using real kryptonite, which kind of fucks up Superman when he's fighting Livewire. The thing explodes and winds up embedding itself in his skin, and Batman has to get Alfred to take it out and everything. And at this point, Superman obviously was real. He couldn't fight, and Batman had to take care of things along with a nice cameo from The Flash. That wasn't really too important to the story, but the climax of the issue,
they know.
They do know.
Now they know.
So now you can just jump right into it. Climax of the story, the story.
You gotta leave them something, man. You gotta leave them something.
No.
But this is where it builds. This is where you're gonna want to pick it up. We remember way back in issue 14 when Supergirl arrived on Earth, and she brought with it an entire meteor worth of kryptonite. And basically, Superman goes to Batman and says, "Look, I can't live in fear like this. I'm not like you. I can't feed off that fear, and I want to get rid of all the kryptonite. Will you please help me?" So Batman says, "All right, well, I got this satellite in orbit because you know I'm like fucking James Bond on crack here."
Seriously, I love
Batman. So they said, "Look, all the kryptonite in the world is going to appear on this screen, and then we're just going to go get it." And obviously, there's a lot more than they thought there was.
A lot.
So let me ask you something. How long are they supposed to have this storyline going? Have they made any mention?
Not at all.
But it sounds like a good lead. Is it
it's
a good jump on point?
Yeah,
this is definitely a good jump on point. Yeah. If you haven't been reading the story, this is the perfect start to it. Actually, I think the title is right in the back, so it may tell us. Nope, just says Chapter 1, Strange Favor. Enjoy it, guys. I did see where it's going. Like I said, good jump on point for a nice hero book.
All right, well,
a nice hero book.
Speaking of hero books. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pete's segment about buying comics on eBay. I pull my trademark scotch. Same bottle of scotch. I want you to know this is a different t-shirt from last week. Just to let you know that. A little bit of water. That's good. So, a couple of things came in the mail this week. Actually, they came in the mail today. I was really worried I wasn't going to have a segment this week. But when I came home, I found 5 to 6 boxes, all in my name. It's like Christmas every day, whenever that happens. I love eBay, I love Amazon, and I love coming home to getting shit in the mail. One of the things I got this week, have a look at, was a set of Ultimate Fantastic Four, 1 up to 29. Got it all for 20 bucks. That includes the first 5 issues. Obviously, they're a little bit more juicy than everything else. They're maybe about $4 or $5 a piece, give or take. And the biggest joy for me was getting the Marvel Zombies line, which was their first appearance in issue 21, 22, and 23. Those could easily range you $10 to $12 a piece in really good condition. I got these. I'd say they were all very fine to near mint. And yeah, I got lucky on this one. Actually, nobody else bid on it. And I have them in graphic novel format, but I have yet to find an Ultimate book that I don't like. I think Marvel's Ultimate line is one of the best things ever, and I got into it real late. So I missed a lot of issues. I started out with Spiderman right around, I'd say, issue 9 or 10, and it cost me like $300 at a convention to get the first 8 alone. I got them autographed by Mark Bagley and Brian Michael Bendis at that same convention, so it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. I was like, oh my god, I can get them autographed right here now. So anyway, like I was saying, I decided I wanted to get every actual issue of Marvel's Ultimate line rather than just have them in graphic novel. So I started looking around for, you know, basically compilations of this and Ultimate X-Men, which I missed a really good deal on eBay. Was $85 for the entire run of Ultimate X-Men, including the 1/2 and the variant covers. And I slept on that one, and some jerk-off bought it for $78. He can die horribly. Like, he can get hit by, like, a Chinaman's truck. That's really, like, I think the worst way to go is have vegetables just spew all over your corpse. That's embarrassing. Anyway, speaking of Ultimate line, picked up a Spidey 1/2 Ultimate from Wizard. I don't know why I didn't have this already. I got it for like $6 with shipping. It really worked itself out nicely. I'm really happy with this. And like I said, I thought I had it, so I was a little surprised not having it. But my gem for this week was my Marvel Premiere 15. I told you about it last week. Nice VF condition, real tight, 17 bucks. Real happy this came in the mail, and I can't wait to finish this shit and go upstairs and read it. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you next week, and I'll let you know what comes in the mail. Still waiting on some Iron Man. We got the alcoholism story, 123 to 128 coming. We got the first appearance of James Rhodes and first appearance of War Machine, which is 282. On the advice of Wizard, actually, I went and got the first appearance of Obadiah Stane, which is Iron Man 163, and the first appearance of Ironmonger, Iron Man 200. He'll be the villain in the movie. Wizard said get it while it's cheap, and sure enough I did. Cost me about $2 or $3 a piece. Waiting patiently on those. Got a couple of old Spideys for you, hopefully by next week, and oh god, I bought so much shit, I don't even remember what else is coming. So, guess I'll be as surprised as you are. See you then.
But I think you should.
Mr. Mixelflix?
No, although I do get a little turned on when you get that many consonants out of your mouth at the same time.
Thank you.
And that is Countdown to Final Crisis.
It isn't as stinky as his other stinker, so I'm cool with it. But
Ramon sharted a little while ago, and I'm going to venture to say that this actually stinks worse than the little piece of fudge Ramon left for us to pick up later.
I thought you were going to say that actually came out his ass.
I wouldn't be surprised, except I think that his shart was actually better drawn.
Yeah, that's possible.
it's crap. It's so crap.
Every week, I feel like Dan Didio is taking a tremendous, huge dump directly in my face.
Well,
and his at gunpoint told me to leave it there for the world to see while it dries. This is like the dumbest, worst, horriblest. Like I have trouble measuring this against like the Spiderman arc they put out. But I really do feel like Dan Didio and like Joe Quesada sit down, have dinner together, and say, "So,
how can we ruin our company?
How can we ruin all our fans now? Like, maybe if we just piss directly in their eyes, would that do it? Can we have a book that actually like piss comes out and splashes them in the eyes? Yeah, like a pop-up book. They have variant covers. I don't see why they can't do that.
I know.
I pick up every 7th issue of this, and each one makes me angrier than the one before.
I recently read in Newsarama that Dan Didio said he is now going to base every future epic crossovers events under the whole Green Lantern Sinestro War. It's too late. He learned it a bit late, but he's going to learn from his mistakes. He admits that this started out slow. No, it was just bad, dude. But he's going to hopefully fix it in the future.
I got strong fucking doubts, man.
I do too. But
I don't want to pick it up. I don't give a fuck about his Final Crisis. I don't give a fuck about any of it at this point. He's managed to...
The problem is that they put too much emphasis, because they did this with 52, which I never bothered to read.
That was cool.
They put too much emphasis in the other books about what's going on here, is that you fucking have to pick the shit up to understand what the fuck is going on. That 1 year later fucked me up.
Dude, and on top of this, I'm going to tell you something. 52 was really tight. It was well managed. It was put together good.
Oh yeah, great.
This shit, writers. It's like it is spilled over into 75 different fucking like standalone little books. There's no order to it. There's no precedent. Like, you know, you should read this before this. It's complete chaos. I gave up on this shit a while ago. Literally, the only thing I'm picking up from DC and enjoying is Green Lantern. And I hesitate to fucking recommend anybody reading anything other than that right now. Jeff Johns.
Action Comics is great.
Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns at this point really should be left. You know, now that Grant Morrison isn't really architecting this shit, I feel like Jeff Johns is the fucking one. Man.
I hate Grant Morrison, but I'll reserve that.
You know what? You and me are gonna end up fucking fighting, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Grant Morrison fucking kills it for me. Some of his shit goes way beyond what even the most normal schizophrenic would consider fucking linear and coherent storytelling. Some of his shit is just brilliant, though, man. I've been reading his shit since Doom Patrol back in the fucking like late '80s, and we'll discuss that another day.
Absolutely.
But those, I'm 108 years old. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. He started when he was like 89.
Late 80s.
Like, wow. Well, I was talking 1780s, if you really want to know the truth. But you know, either way,
George Washington.
Either way, I really feel like Jeff Johns should be at this point helming most of these fucking books. Dan Didio should be shot in his left testicle.
Before we get to your stinker, Adam, I want to just arm us all with a little Febreze and let everybody know that I said last week that I was not interested in Mighty Avengers, but I was going to pick it up anyway, and I did.
You just did right now.
Yeah, I just did again. So I picked it up twice now. You deserve to pick it up at least once. Because, one, Mark Bagley's doing the artwork, and you can never go wrong with Mark Bagley. He's always been one of my favorite artists ever since he appeared on Spider-Man back in the late 300s. I gotta say, an awesome story where all of a sudden these Venom symbiotes start falling out of Earth, and I spoke with Ramon before, I never ever thought that they'd have the balls to fucking make the symbiote hit the baby in the carriage and then kill the mother. That was genius.
The worst possible comic book that I don't even understand like how this came back, especially on Image, which I find deeply ironic, which is the like 108th version of Youngblood.
I can't see it.
It hurts my eyes. Burns. God.
This thankfully doesn't have Rob Liefeld anywhere near it. It's done
That's
by
not true.
Joe Casey. Okay, as far as the direct creative team, it's Joe Casey and some guy named something Donovan, Derek Donovan.
Heard that's Rob Liefeld.
I thought his name was something Donovan.
Either way, this is possible. This actually caused me to go blind for about 15 minutes while I was reading it, which hasn't happened since I started masturbating in the 7th grade.
That's true. What they say.
Well, I shave.
Oh.
Since doubly. But either way, this was absolutely the worst comic book I think I've read since 1996. Like it's
like 30 years ago.
15. Oh. 15. I mean, like this is absolutely fucking dreadful. By page 6, I actually stopped. Like, if we weren't doing this week, I was gonna throw that out. It was absolutely fucking horrible.
I'm nauseous looking at the
artwork's
cover.
pretty horrendous, actually.
Really bad.
The artwork is bad. Everybody looks like strangely the fucking same. Story is stupid. It's been done better a million times elsewhere. Who demanded this? Like, what fan called up Image and said, you know what we haven't seen in a while? Youngblood. And it was such an entertaining comic that lasted so many issues. I'd like it back. Worse, they're saying they're going to do a remastered, rescripted, recolored, redrawn, whatever the fuck, Rob Liefeld's version of it.
My God, he is just one of the. He's the worst artist ever.
Yes, I don't like to criticize artists, but
he's the worst. He's absolutely the worst. As far as I'm concerned, he is.
I agree.
For the love of God, man, just write to Image, write to the fucking comic book stores. Stop this. Why?
Hey everybody, this week I'm reviewing the baddest, newest fucking anime out of Japan. It is Mobile Suit Gundam 00. It is the nicest thing that's ever come out for the entire Gundam series. It deals with the Gundam's origin, which a lot of people really don't know about. There have been a lot of Gundam series, but no one really knows what the hell Gundanium is or where it comes from. The whole series deals with the year 2307, and there are 3 major government factions: the Organization of the United States, the Human Reform League, and the Advanced European Union. And together they are the Union of Solar Energy and Free Nations. Each nation controls a gate entry to a solar panel that literally allows all these nations to have unmasked amounts of energies. Of course, if you put down ducats to pay, you get the energy. So guess who didn't get none of that? All you cats in the Middle East who are raising on your oil, all those guys are still caught in their awful infights. So, the Gundams are operated by a private military group called Celestial Being. The Gundams appear on Earth by disrupting military field tests and terrorist attacks, declaring that Celestial Being is dedicating to stopping all war on Earth. These interventions that they've been staging range far and wide, from militia-torn African countries to secret military weapons developments in space, and as well as conflicts into the Middle East. Since Celestial Being doesn't belong to any country and aren't backed by any of them, most of the Earth governments hate these organizations and they are out to capture them. Mobile Suit Gundam 00 is the newest addition to the Gundam series, and it is brand new. It just started airing October of last year. The show has been slated for 2 seasons, 25 episodes each. That means this series is going to be running well into next year. They've already got the budget, and let me tell you, the animation is beautiful, okay? It is pornographic shiny. I don't even know how else to explain it to you. The whole thing is directed by Seiji Mitsushima, who's directed episode 9 of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Both of You Dance Like You Want to Win, which is a serious classic, and also he's directed Full Metal Alchemist, Shaman King, and it's written by the fantastic Yosuke Kuroda, who's written Trigun and the whole entire Tenchi Muyo universe. He's got you wrapped in your hands, man. The whole thing is animated by the good folks over at Sunrise, who have more anime under their belt than the fattest otaku in Japan. There's no word if Gundam 00 will come to America, but I can't see how this thing can be ignored. It looks better than Gundam Wing. It has a better storyline. It's such an integral part to the franchise. I can't see it being ignored. I hope that all you guys will be able to watch this very soon on Adult Swim, or hopefully on regular syndicated TV where a lot of it needs to be shown. If you can't wait for the series to come over to America, if you don't want to wait and you just want to see it, there's lots of torrents out there. It's not going to be hard to find. Just go ahead and look for it, man. That's pretty much it. Gundam 00 is badass, and I can't wait to see it. I hope everybody can feel enthusiastic when it comes out. This is Dave signing off, and I'll see you next week. Peace.
I want to thank you for tuning in again to Pete's Basement. We'll be back next week from Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Let us know what you think. Drop us an email, drop us a line. Hell, call in if you want to. Let us know what's going on. Adam's back. That was loose, wasn't it? It was like a
that hurt. You know what? But I'm going to tell you something. Reading that actually loosened it up. I didn't need to use any stool softener. It just flowed naturally, and that helped.
Did you flush your fuck?
What, with the what now? You know what? Speaking of questions, we do have a question of the week. Wow. From our dear friend Jesse out in Oakland, who wanted to know, where in the big scheme of things does Brand New Day compare to what he referred to as maximum clonage, which, as we've referenced in the past, is the travesty that was the Clone Saga a few years back with
Ben Reilly.
Yeah, which just snowballed.
I don't know if we can answer that wholeheartedly yet, and that's only because what Brand New Day has just started, so we're just now going to see the ramifications of this story. Right. But actually, I'm going to still say that the Clone Saga was worse because we still have Peter Parker, we still have Mary Jane, and now, admittedly, we have a much bigger supporting cast. When they erased Spider-Man's history the first time, they basically said, well, Peter Parker's not Spider-Man. It's this asshole with fucking bleach in his hair and a really fat costume.
Yeah, and possibly one of the top 10 most horrible costumes ever. They gave him like a cut-off sleeve hoodie.
Oh, we're talking about the hoodie. No, I meant the costume afterward. That Bagley. I like that thing, actually. I'm sorry. Right in, chastise me if you want.
Every time, it's like you just got to piss right in my mouth with this stuff. Last week it was like you said how much you were looking forward to this
breakdown like this.
Yeah, seriously, I might as well just every time. I just want to just warn me so I can tilt my head back and cover my eyes. Will you?
Fair enough.
Just, you know, you're killing me.
I liked the new costume. I did not like the fucking stupid ass hoodie. But Jesse, we can't answer the question totally yet. But I still think the Clone Saga was and always will be the worst Spider-Man story ever conceived of. Right.
And this is a close second at this point.
Is definitely a close second.
This is a close second.
But it had more potential than the Clone Saga did.
And it's also better, to be honest, they actually...
It's better drawn.
Yeah, they didn't get some sort of like malformed epileptic to just start drawing this thing. But that's kind of where I stand on it.
But you know what? We could be wrong. This is just our opinion, America. So let us know what you think, and well, we'll see where Brand New Day takes us. It could walk us right to fucking Staten Island and the garbage dump. We'll see.
Wow, 2 Staten Island?
Take it easy, guys. Yeah, 2 Staten Island.
That's the most... Remotely letting off silent but deadly's the whole...
I did really well.
I can't I've been lying in my left eye for the last hour. Like, I don't even know where I am anymore.
I'm Roger Kenny, director of Pete's Basement. We found some delicious cheese slices in Pete's refrigerator,
dude.
That's alright, I'm drinking, it's fine. So, ready? We're gonna start.
Oh, man.
Everyone's like, what did I do? What did I get?
What have I done? What did I even do?
Now, we don't know where these came from, or how old they are.
Hey, Pete. Your dad said to let people know not to eat any of that cheese down there. He found it underneath the refrigerator, and he's trying to figure out who it belonged to. I know where those fingers are going to end up at the end of the fucking show.
Well, you do have the biggest assholes.
You said you weren't going to tell.
We were matching fingers to assholes. Don't you remember?
I told you I'd work it in.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Nice.
Prom night.
Oh, this is over, right?
Are we done?